Hello and welcome to the start of another new series on my channel, and if you watched my last video, which was on Expedition G-Force, you will know that I have been invited into a collaboration park which is called Discovery Bay, and I've decided to make my first ever video on it, which is what you are seeing right now. And Discovery Bay, if you don't already know, is a very realistic park which a lot of different people are working on, a lot of really good builders in this game, and I'm really honoured to be part of it, and I think I mentioned that in my last video. But if you do want to catch up, I will leave a link to the playlist on the end card of this video, because after rebranding the channel a bit, we've now finally got end cards, so if you want to, you can skip right to the end of this video and check out that playlist, and that will have every single video that was ever made on the different channels of Discovery Bay. So on there you've got time lapses, teasers, cinematics, and even a live stream. So if you're interested and you want to catch up on what has happened previously on this park, go and check out that playlist. In that playlist you'll be able to find lots of different videos. In this park there's many areas. You know, you've got a Mexican area, a Viking area, a jungle area, there's a Wild West area and a China area, and I'm going to be doing my bit, and this area that I'm building right now extends on from the Mediterranean main street. So this is going to be, you know, a small area, and it's going to centre around a Spanish villa, and then you can see here the Gerstlauer Bobsled. That is what I'm building. That will interweave around the Spanish villa, and yeah, we're going to be building the layout of that Gerstlauer bobsled coaster in this video. So just to give a bit of background and description of what you're seeing in the time lapse, you can see that the park is empty for the most part, and I know I said that there was lots of other areas and they still exist, but I have just took all this onto a separate park for frame rate reasons, and that's why you can't see anything else other than my area. I mean, you can see a few buildings, backstage areas around the main street, but that is just so that I can, you know, see which area I've got to build in, so that I make sure I've got enough room to blueprint all this into the real park. And the other thing that you will have seen on the screens that could look a bit odd is that there are loads of grid piece buildings all lying around, and that will not be final. That was just so that I could get a rough idea of where I wanted the layout of this Spanish compound to be. So you can just see me right here putting in some pieces. This is just me marking out where I want the queue to go, but I'll be using some different textures to make it look a lot more realistic and a lot more authentic. So don't worry, all of this will not be saying this is just a guide for me, and this was very helpful for when I built the layout of the coaster, so I knew where I could picture in my head where the coaster is going to interact with different aspects of this building. And another thing is that on the first drop there, you can see that I've gone over with the Barkest track to, well, it's a 3-pin track, and that's only going to be on the first drop. But basically these Gerstlauer bobsled coasters, at least the modern, the new gen versions, they do use tri-track in some places, so I wanted to use that here as well, just to show that I've thought about this. And Discovery Bay is designed to be, you know, a modern, state-of-the-art park, so I'm imagining that all of these new prototypes will be, you know, the most modern editions of them. So yeah, this Gerstlauer bobsled is the most recent version, so it'll have been built probably in the last 5 years. So you know, you're looking at rides such as Tiki Waka at Walibi Belgium, Rattenmühle at Family Park Neusiedlersee, and G'sengte Sau at Wiener Prater. In terms of my experience, I've ridden one of these, which is G'sengte Sau at Tripsdrill, not to be confused with the recent one which opened at Wiener Prater, and that one does have a really good layout. I'm a massive fan of that layout, even though it does kind of seem a bit old-fashioned. But this coaster I'm building now will have inspiration from G'sengte Sau, which was, interestingly, the first ever Gerstlauer coaster to be built. But you can just see here the kind of airtime hill I've got. That was a massive homage to G'sengte Sau at Tripsdrill. And Another thing that you notice on this coaster is that it's got absolutely loads of block sections, and it would be unrealistic if it didn't, because every Gerstlauer Bobsled's got at least 4 or 5 block sections, I'm pretty sure. So I think this one's actually got 10. I may have gone a little over the top with the block sections, but you know, they have pretty similar time intervals between them. It's about 10 seconds between each block section, and that may seem to kill the pacing, but usually the block sections don't really slow these rides down at all. Like, they hardly do anything. I don't even know if they do slow down the train, but at G'sengte Sau they didn't seem to do anything. They're just so that they can safely run more than a few trains on the track. But we are rapidly approaching the end of this video, and I'm going to quickly explain the name of this ride. The name is Hacienda del Hacho, which in Spanish literally translates to estate of the torch, and that really doesn't make much sense in English, but in Spanish it's the name of some kind of Spanish house slash, well, maybe farmhouse, I guess, a compound type building. So that's what I've gone for. I think it sounds quite catchy. I know it's a little bit long, but come on, it can't be as bad as the Ride to Happiness to say. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with a POV. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.
It's a chill ride.